Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Status Quo, Chapter number 30, titled as Description of Adverse Fruitive Activity, text number 16 and 17. Vayuno Utkramata Uttaraha Kapha Samruddha Nadikaha Kasashvasa Kritayasaha Kante Guragurayate. Word to word meaning. Vayuna, by air. Utkramata, bulging out. Taraha, his eyes. Kapha, with mucus. Unjust. Windpipe. Asa, puffing. Asha, ayasaha, difficulty. Kanthe, in the throat. Gura gurayate, he produces a sound like gura gura. Translation by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In that diseased condition, one's eyes bulge due to the pressure of air from within, and his glands become congested with mucus. He has difficulty breathing, and upon exhaling and inhaling, he produces a sound like gura gura, a rattling within the throat. Translation with Vihi Parivitaha Svabandhubihi Vachamano Pinabrute Kalapasha Vasham Gataha Shayanaha Parishodhabihi Shayanaha, lying down. Parishojabihi, lamenting. Parivitaha, surrounded. Swabandhubihi, by his relatives and friends. Vachamanaha, being urged to speak. Api, although. Na, not. Brute, he speaks. Kala, of time. Pasha, the news. Vasham, under the control of. Gataha, gone. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In this way, he comes under the clutches of death and lies down, surrounded by lamenting friends and relatives, and although he wants to speak with them, he no longer can because he is under the control of time. Translation with repetition. In this way, he comes under the clutches of the death and lies down, surrounded by lamenting friends and relatives. Although he wants to speak with him, he no longer can because he is under the control of time. Purport. For the formality's sake, when a man is lying on his deathbed, his relatives come to him, and sometimes they cry very loudly, addressing the dying man, "Oh my father, oh my friend, oh my husband." In that pitiable condition, the dying man wants to speak with them and instruct them of his desires. But because he is fully under the control of the time factor, death, he cannot express himself, and that causes him inconceivable pain. He is already in a painful condition because of disease, and his glands and throat are choked up with mucus. He is already in a very difficult position, and when he is addressed by his relatives in that way, his grief increases. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishwapadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Shashunyavadi Pashyatadeshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are here continuing to hear some very, very strong instructions by Kapila Muni to Mother Devahuti. These are some of the very hard-hitting, hammering instructions which shakens up the reader. And such kind of hard-hitting words sometimes scriptures speak of, which is a compassion on the living being. That shows that how much harsh, how much hard, how much deep the living being is under the influence of forgetfulness of his own position, and how much he is deeply attached in the family life, for which sometimes very hammering words are required. So here the plight of a family man is further explained, that what is his final situation? Ultimately, how is he going to, where is he going to land? What is his destination? After so much of endeavor in family life, working hard, thinking that family life is the goal of life, maintaining the family is the goal of life, fulfilling the desires of the children, wife and relatives is the goal of life. Kutumba bharena. Prabhupada often says, family man thinks that he is successful if he maintains his family lives nicely, and for which he takes great struggle. It is not a cakewalk, it is not a sweet walk. Lot of struggle he has to go through. And even if it is because to maintain a family life, money is required. So sometimes he gets the money in an ill-gotten way, through political, through diplomacy, through illegal ways. And when he is experiencing the failure, still he struggles hard with the hope of being successfully maintaining the family life. And when he fails, finally, he sees that the most frustrating point he reaches is that his own family members will start disrespecting him. And he will be maintained by his own family men. Someone whom he was maintaining will be maintaining him. And finally, the old age comes, invalidity comes, and here we see what he is experiencing during the old age. These are not fantasy. These descriptions are not fantasy. These are the descriptions which everyone has to go through in this world. Everyone has to experience, irrespective of whether he is a materialist or even a devotee also may have to go through this situation, because this is a loss of nature. Going through old age and invalidity, getting diseased. That we will understand how a devotee handles these things. But here, Kapila Muni is saying, Vayuna utkramata. Because of air, his eyes bulge due to the pressure of the air from within. We see sometimes when someone is getting old, his eyes bulge out. We have all seen all these things. And Kapha samruddha nadikaha. Kapha means mucus. And because of the mucus, nadikaha, the windpipe gets congested. And when he is congested, then there is a kapha, then there is a khasa, he is coughing. Kaphasvasa kritayasaha. When he is inhaling and exhaling, there is great difficulty because of coughing and mucus. And Kapila Muni says, because of this, he produces a sound like gura gura. When we hear it, we will be little feeling, we will be laughing at this. But this is a very painful situation. It's the most painful situation. The miserable experiences of a person who is dying. Anytime he is waiting for a death. All such experiences, we have a sample experience within our own existing, with current life. We get kapha, we get cold, we experience, we know that it's very difficult to breathe. But somehow we manage and try to get cured. But this is a situation where, because of your old age and invalidity, even medicines will not work on you. We have heard of that, we have seen that. Sometimes an old man, when he is so much diseased, doctor will say even medicine will not work for you now. That's all gone. Just wait for your time. And further more painful situation for the family man is that Shayanaha parishojadabihi. He is lying down on the bed and he is lamenting. Why lamentation? He is surrounded by the relatives. Parivitaha swabandhubihi. He is surrounded by the relatives. Vachyamanaha apina bhrute. He is having a urge to speak to the family members who are surrounded around him. But although he wants to speak, but he is not able to speak. And he is under the grip of the Kala. Kala pasha vasham gataha. So like this, he is going through a very, very miserable experiences without knowing what is the ultimate goal of the life. He chose something else, which Kapila Muni is saying here, In that diseased condition, one's eyes bulge due to pressure of air from within. In that diseased condition, what is the diseased condition? That is explained in the previous verse. What was the diseased condition? Kapila Muni says that he remains at home just like a pet dog and eats whatever is so negligently given to him. Aste avamatya upanyastam. Avamatya means negligently. Why he is handled negligently? Because the same family man who becomes, who was maintaining, he is no more able to maintain the family. So the family members lose all the respect for him and he will become a burden to the family. And what will be his situation? His situation will be like a grihapalaha. He'll be like a dog. In purport, Prabhupada says his condition will become less than dog, actually. That means, as such, dog's condition is not so great. But a condition less than such a dog is even more miserable. That will be the condition of a family man. That is explained here. So much, anyone who hears these statements, he should wake up, actually. And the man who was maintaining his family members, he becomes maintained by his own men. And that will be a burden for them. When we were child, our parents, our father and mother would be taking care of us. And they take so much of struggle and pain to maintain the child. When he is lying on the cradle, he will pass stool, urine, and the mother, without any burden, without any feeling of burden, she takes care of the child. The father and mother doesn't consider that as a burden. But the same child, when he grows up, when he gets old, when he gets invalid, he will become a big burden for his children, his family, his relatives. So, situation, the dependence is there. Whether one is a child, whether one becomes old, there is a dependence. But there is a great difference between both of them. When one is child, the dependence is not taken as a burden. Prabhupada says burden of love. The mother doesn't feel the burden of maintaining the child. In fact, she will take all the burden. Sometimes she will not take food on the time. Sometimes she may not take sufficient rest. But she will always think, let my child get properly taken care, nicely taken rest, nicely fed. So that is the reality. But same will not be the situation. Even though maybe the parents may get old, father and mother may get old, out of duty for some time, he may be maintaining the parents, but gradually he will start feeling negligent about them because he sees this is restricting my freedom. I am not able to lead my normal life. There may be a kind of non-cooperation within the family members. Sometimes we see that. The other family members, sometimes there will be a great quarrel between the family members in terms of maintaining the old man in the house. Or he may be pushed out of the house and made him to live separately somewhere else because he is a burden to manage. It's a fact, it's a reality. I have personally seen this kind of situations. You have heard of such kind of situations. So, it is important that, so Prabhupada, that's why he says that an old man or a family man should not get into such kind of situation at all. But on the contrary, the civilization is such that the family members expect that I should be taken care of by my children. They would have a great expectation on the children because I maintained you, you maintain me at my old age. I have made you educated, I have spent so much on you, so when I become old, so you are supposed to be taking care of me. But scriptures say that, Bhagavatam says that one should get out of the family as soon as when he sees that his children are grown up, at the age of 50, when he is still having that energy to work, he should dedicate his activities in service of the Lord and get out of the family life. Even without the knowledge of the family members, he should die. That is the instruction that is given by the Vedic scriptures. The family member should not go, should not know that where is my father and mother, where have they gone? They should die on their own without depending on family members. That is, instead of that, the family attachment is so strong that he will not give up his family life and remain attached to the family life, and so much so that he is ready to become like a grihapala, to be maintained by his own family members. And further, the diseased condition is that he will be suffering with so many kind of illnesses. He will be having apradipa agnihi, lack of digestion. When we are young, we will have a very good digestion system. Whatever we eat, it will get digested. But as we grow old, we start realizing that, okay, I am facing some trouble. Not everything I can eat. I have to restrict. Although there is a desire, he has to restrict. Say someone who is very fond of eating sweets, but if he is diabetic, or someone who is fond of drinking milk, but sometimes the digestive system doesn't allow him. He has a great desire to eat, but he cannot eat. The desire remains, although, but he will not be able to eat because of apradipta agnihi, because of indigestion, because of weakness in digestive system. And there is loss of appetite. He can only eat very less food, sometimes, so that he will not be able to consume more. It's not that he wants to eat only less. He wants to eat many things. So many foodstuff he sees, delicacies he sees. There is great desire bubbling out, but he cannot eat because his capacity is reduced. So like this, he becomes old and invalid, and he is in a very, very miserable state of situation. And further, here, Kapila Muni, here through his instructions, further we can see some very important things which we can reflect upon. Here Kapila Muni says that Shayanaha parishodadbihi. So he is lying down the bed, and parivitaha swabandhubihi, he is surrounded by his family members. And he wants to, sometimes a family man who is a dying man, he calls all his family members. I am going to die, please all come here. So that he wants to see everyone before he dies. But when he has to die, he has to go alone. None of these family members will come along with him. Suppose the man who is dying, he has to go alone. He knows that he has to go alone. And if he requests those family members who have assembled around him, I am going alone, why can't you also please come along with me? Will anyone come? Would anyone would like to come? No one would like to come. In fact, they will be waiting when this old man will get away from here. And Prabhupada says in his purport, it is for the formality's sake when a dying man is lying on his deathbed, his relatives come to him and sometimes they cry very loudly. It's just a formality. Just a formality. Why? Because if you don't cry, others will think, अरे तुमको रोना नहीं आता? तुम्हारा बाप मर रहा है, तुमको रोना नहीं आता? You're not crying? So there has to be a formality. You have to show that, oh, I am crying, I love him. So this is the kind of falsity that is existing in the family life. This is the naked reality. So only Krishna is our real friend. He is our Suhruda. Instead of remembering the Lord, Krishna, who is our Suhruda, Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam, he is a friend of every living entity, we remember so many families, our family members, our relatives, our friends. They all come to our mind. So that is why, because of this state of mind, when he dies, he does not achieve the perfection in his human life. And next thing that we can reflect upon this is that a family man has a very, very, very big plans in his life. When he is living his life, he has so many wonderful plans. All the plans with respect to maintaining his family life, with respect to gorgeous arrangements for maintaining the family life. But all those plans get shattered away, gets thwarted away by the power of time, by the power of material nature. Abruptly everything has to be left out and one has to go away. This is the reality. You have seen big family, big industrialists, big accomplished men. Abruptly they will have to give up everything and go away. Unpredictably. Recently one big industrialist passed away. Suddenly while playing some sports, he suddenly gave up his body by heart attack or by things like that. And he left behind 30,000 crores empire. Big plans to take the industry ahead, establish more factories, expansions for the family members. But what happens when time comes? Everything is taken away. So, devotees of the Lord doesn't make any big plans for themselves. Devotees of the Lord, they are always absorbed on plans as per the plan of Guru and Krishna. And they have no fear. Moment when there is a time to quit the body, they are just quitting the body and just going away. They are ready to go at any time. That is the mood of a devotee. They have no plans for themselves. Just like brahmachari, we always say brahmachari should be always ready to go anywhere. Tomorrow we are told to you, go to this center, go to that center, pack off 3 kapda jodi and 1 suchi kit and just keep walking. Actually, that is a very nice culture and interesting aspect of a brahmachari life. He is ready to go anywhere. So that preparedness has actually great role. That even when you are asked to get out of this planet by the arrangement of the Lord, you are ready to go. You don't think, Arey, this is my temple, this is my cabin, this is my service, this is my vehicle, this is my mobile, I have to give up and go. Such an important culture that there is a brahmachari life one has to practice. He should be ready to go anytime, anywhere. If that readiness is not there, what about the readiness for giving up the body? It has so much it has so much connection. Someone who is not ready to go, it means that he is not ready to go even out of his body. Because there is a culture or a practice developed gradually that he is prepared to give up anything and everything, that is not attached to anything. And finally when death comes, it doesn't make any difference. Suppose a well-trained brahmachari, when he is asked to go, I am ready to go, for me nothing to hold on to here. Because his mission, his purpose of life is to serve Guru and Krishna for their interest. So that simplicity has so much of relevance in our spiritual life. So much so that one day you are told, go out of this planet, go out of this body, we are ready to go easily. And there is no fear for such a devotee who has no plans for himself. Fear comes if there is a lot of plan for one's own self. If there is a plan, okay, I will be settled down here nicely. I have nice arrangement to live here. Everything is well set. Who will go out, struggle there? No temple, no devotees, less devotees, no good prasadam, no varieties in prasadam. So if that is the kind of planning, then we can understand what is the preparedness that one has developed. So devotee has no plans for himself. His only plan is how to serve Krishna, how to obey the order of Guru, how to obey the order of the authorities, the representatives of Guru. That's why Prabhupada said, hell or heaven, our business is to serve. That looks very easy, simple statement. But a lot of consciousness preparation is required behind that. Not easy said as done. A lot of contemplation is required. Readiness of mind is required. Readiness of accepting is required. So if someone is in that consciousness, he will advance in Krishna consciousness. He will advance in devotion. Krishna will bless them with more and more responsibilities, more and more he becomes an instrument in the hand of Guru and Krishna to accomplish the task of Guru and Krishna. Because Krishna has something to achieve here. Guru has something to achieve in this world, to spread Krishna consciousness. He can do on his own, definitely. He is not invalid or incapable. They can do on their own. But they want to utilize us. They want to give the chance to us to serve Him. Just like Krishna gave the chance to Arjuna that you fight, you win, you take the credit. But devotee doesn't want to take credit. That is his mood. That is different thing. He knows that whatever is happening, success or whatever accomplishments is happening, it is by arrangement of the Lord and arrangement of Guru and Krishna. He genuinely believes that. Should be believing that. But in principle, he is ready to serve the Guru at any circumstances, at any material circumstances, at any situation, at any point of time. So that is the situation of a devotee, that he does not have any plan for himself. And another thing which we can reflect upon is that a family man or a person who is thinking the goal of life is to maintain a family life, he is always under kala pasha vasham. He is always strictly under the clutches of the time. Clutches of the time means he has to die at the will of time. I don't have my will that when I can die. I am under the grip of the time. Someone may so there was a story where one dying man prays to Yamaraja that he is going to die, so he wants to please him and he wants deathlessness. So when Yamaraja appears and when he asks for deathlessness, Yamaraja says, how can I give? Even I am going to die. Right? So he says, at least you give me notice. Give me some notice that I am going to die now. So he says, okay, I will give you the notice. So when he goes back, he feels that, oh, I will get the notice. So let me be in my own world of enjoying this world. So gradually he becomes old and gradually death comes and he dies. And he sees that there was no notice. And when he goes to Yamaraja and says that, you cheated me, you said you will give the notice. So Yamaraja says, when you got old, no, your hair was getting grey. Didn't you know that is a notice? And as you get old, gradually our organs start failing to work. Our limbs won't be like the same how it was earlier. And our teeth will be gradually falling down one by one. So Yamaraja says, don't you think this is a notice? So everyone is under the grip of this time. It gives so many different kinds of notices, but a person who is attached in materialistic family life, none of these alarms will awaken him. And finally, when death comes, he will be lamenting. In the deathbed, he will be lamenting. He will be crying. He wants to speak to the family members. He won't be able to speak to them. He is crying because he wants to still maintain him. He wants to maintain the family members, but he is thinking that I am dying now. How can I maintain them? Who will maintain them after my death? What will happen to them after I die? So Prabhupada says, this is, what can we say to such kind of people? They are so foolish. They don't even know where are they going after that. They are thinking about their family members, what will happen to them, who will take care of them after he dies. So Prabhupada says, such kind of death is an inglorious death. It's not a glorious death. And Prabhupada gives a very nice, he writes a very nice poem reflecting upon the family life. Because Prabhupada left his family life and remained in Vrindavana, in Radha Damodar temple, and is reflecting upon his family life. Where are my family members now? He also had some family members. So there is a very nice bhajan, it's called Vrindavan Bhajan, where Prabhupada writes very great realizations. He is saying, I am sitting alone in Vrindavan Dhama. In this mood, I am getting many realizations. What is that realization Prabhupada is getting in Vrindavan? I have my wife, sons, daughters, grandsons, everything. But I have no money, so they are fluteless glory. A family man, when he becomes penniless, he becomes, as I said, a burden in the family. We see that sometimes. When the father retires, the whole family members will be thinking, why did you retire? Who will take care of our requirement? Daughter is still not married. Son is still not settled. So you work more, don't get retired. So he has to struggle hard again like a donkey. Suppose if he doesn't work, then he becomes a burden. No respect. Krishna has shown me the naked form of material nature. By his strength, it has all become tasteless to me today. Yasyaham managrahami harishye taddanam shanaihi. I gradually take away all the wealth of those upon whom I am merciful. How was I able to understand his mercy of the all-merciful? This is the mercy of the Lord. He will take away. He will take away everything. Dhana. And for us, dhana means not just money is a dhana. Even our family, relatives, our associates, everything is dhana. And Prabhupada says, this is the mercy of the Lord. Because he has shown the naked form of material nature. What is the naked form of material nature is that here it's all a fruitless glory. What is the fruitless glory? They have family, they have wife, children, everything is there, but they are simply a fruitless glory. Everyone has abandoned me, seeing me as a penniless. Wife, relatives, friends, brothers, everyone. This is misery. But it gives me a laugh. I sit alone and laugh. This is Maya Samsara. Whom do I really love? Where have all my loving father and mother gone to now? And where are all my elders? Who are my own folk? Who will give me news of them? Tell me who. All that is left of this family life is a list of names. You see, Prabhupada also, in his own life, he has seen all these things. But how Prabhupada is seeing this? He is seeing in a different dynamics. He is seeing from a higher perspective. Like the froth on the sea water mixes again in the sea, Maya Samsara play is just like that. No one is father, no one is mother or personal relative. Just like the sea foam, they remain but a short time. Just as the froth on the sea water mixes again in the sea, the body made of 5 elements meets with destruction. How many bodies does the embodied soul take in this way? His relatives are all simply related to this temporal body. So like this, Prabhupada, a very nice bhajan, it's a very long bhajan, long prayers, suitable to the current context and explanations that Kapila Muni is giving. And a transcendentalist, a spiritualist, when he experiences all these things, he simply sits behind and laughs. That's what Prabhupada is saying. He is sitting behind and just laughing at it. Because he knows that these are simply a useless waste of time. They are just a nama matra, they are just simply a list of names. And they have nothing really connected to us. They are simply related to us because of this corporal body, this temporal body. So that is a significant realizations which Prabhupada says. And this is a state of everyone in this material world. So Bhagavatam teaches us to waken up and understand and realize and come out of such circumstances. Although such kind of situations a devotee may go through, but by practice of Prabhupada has given us that package and arrangement and facility and process by which one can elevate one's consciousness. by being part of the sadhana, by taking up to the process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, by chanting, remaining in Sangha of devotees, remaining in the Sangha of Vaishnavas, one can face the similar circumstances with a higher consciousness. It is not that he will not be facing this scenario, getting diseased, getting old and invalid. But he becomes competent, he becomes capable to handle such kind of circumstances with higher consciousness, with the Krishna consciousness. Narada Muni gave a very nice instruction to Prachina Barhi, the king, something similar on the same context. Prachina Barhi was a king and he was very much engrossed in his activities without knowing that any time death will come, old age will come. And he instructed, Narada Muni instructed him with an allegory, with an example of a king, Puranjana, who is compared to a soul. And the Puranjana enters Navadvarapuri, which is compared to the body, and is very much happy and satisfied in that Navadvarapuri, maintaining his family life, maintaining his kingdom, engaging in sensual activities, forgetting that the time is coming, is acting upon him. Narada Muni says, Chanda Vega, which is representation of time, is attacking him. The 360 soldiers, which is compared to the days, is attacking on him continuously. And when he doesn't still realize, then there is Kala Kanya, who is representation of old age and invalidity, comes and approaches everyone without fail. Narada Muni says that Kala Kanya is finding everywhere, approaching everyone with the intention of finding a suitable husband, an embrace. But no one would want to embrace her. Why? Because she is personification of, she is a symbol of old age and invalidity. Oh, no one wants to embrace old age and invalidity. Everyone would like to reject. But forcefully Kala Kanya has to embrace everyone. And without any option, everyone has to agree to accept Kala Kanya. So then Narada Muni further explains that how one may even, say for example, the king Yayati, although he was an old man, he tried to defy his old age by passing on his old age to his children. He had 5 or 6 children. All of them refused except the youngest son, Puru. He agreed to accept the old age of his father in exchange of his youthhood. So Prabhupada says, even though you get the whole kingdom, because Yayati gave the whole kingdom to Puru because of his sacrifice, being pleased by his sacrifice. So Prabhupada said, even though one may get the whole kingdom in exchange of his old age, he is not able to enjoy the kingdom because he has become old and invalid. Although you have the kingdom, you are not able to enjoy. So Prabhupada says, even though similarly, we cannot think that, oh, I am now young, I can enjoy nicely to the fullest extent. When old age comes, then I will practice my Krishna consciousness. Then you will not be able to do that. Because in old age, you will not be able to practice your Krishna consciousness properly because of being old and invalid. So Narada Muni further says that the Kala Kanya also approached even me to embrace. But Narada Muni refused to accept Kala Kanya by saying that I am a brahmachari, I am a celibate, I am practicing austerities. So I can't accept you. So Kalakanya cursed Narad Muni that he will not stay anywhere permanently in a place. He will keep moving. Still, Narad Muni, out of compassion, told Kalakanya that you please go and approach the king Yavana, who is a person, who is a symbol or a figurative fear. Bhaya. King Yavana, who is representation of the fear. So King Yavana also agreed to marry Kalakanya, thinking this is the best use of the bad bargain. So if I have Kalakanya with me, which is the old age and invalidity, I can cause fear among everyone within this material world with old age and invalidity. That's why when there is old age and invalidity, there is a fear always gripped along with that. So out of that fear, actually one is supposed to become serious. That let me now become serious in Krishna consciousness. Let me now surrender to Krishna. But depending on the state of the mind, he still never agrees to accept those activities which are perfection of the human life. So, like this, the message is that someone who is under the shelter of personalities like Narada Muni, for them, they will not, just like how Narada Muni could defy the Kalakanya and the influences of the material nature, anyone who takes shelter of personality like Narada Muni or even personality like Srila Prabhupada, so they can defy these influences of Kala. So, devotees, that is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. Although they may go through the experiences, but a devotee will not, by his higher understanding, by his higher consciousness, he will be able to cross over these kind of situations, and he will not be disturbed by those things. Just like Bhishma Deva, he is on the bed of death. But what is he talking? What is he speaking? That reflects his consciousness. The highest consciousness he displayed by instructing Yudhishthira Maharaj on higher subject matters. So that is the state of a devotee. He may be in the state of death, experiencing the process of death and old age and invalidity, but he is always situated in higher consciousness. So that's what we can understand here. We'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.